Hey everybody, I'm coming to you kind of crazy today. My eyes are so puffy from the allergies, from me itching them. Okay, Job 10. Let me bring out my Bible, because there's a couple of things that I want to read, like word for word. So Job 10 was God being honest with God. Girlfriend. Job was talking to God and telling him exactly how he felt. He tells God that he feels as though God has neglected him. He's honest with him and tells him, "This is how I feel. This is how I feel. This is how you've made me feel." He talks to God as if he has a relationship with him. And once again, if you're not careful, you're going to think that Job once again is being a brat. Where's my paper at? I'm sorry, my cat is being crazy. Oh, there they are. I found them. You need to mind your business. Oh, no. Mind your business. You need to be good. Get out of my stuff, Pika. She's so bad. She's so crazy. She does not care. She's always in my stuff. Always knocking stuff down. Once again, if you're not careful, you're going to think that Job is just like throwing a big hissy fit. Which, in his case, I can kind of understand. But what he's doing is he's not talking to God. He's not like sitting there just trying to be disrespectful. He's not sitting there cursing God. He's sitting there saying to God, he's sitting there saying to God, "I don't understand." How often have we said that, to God? How often have we said, "Lord, I don't understand. This is how I feel." So I'm actually I haven't done this yet, but I'm actually going to read 10 because I really want us to kind of, to get it. Job frames his plea to God. "I am disgusted with my life." Now, okay, we're going to read. He uses some intense words, but he uses these intense words because that's how he feels inside. He feels an intense feeling of just like I said, he talks about in chapter 3. His biggest fear is that his God has left him. That's his biggest fear. Okay? So, he thinks his biggest fear has happened. So, he is speaking with intensity and fervor because what he's trying to do is he's trying to get God's attention. He is trying to get God's attention. Listen to the words that he uses. "I am disgusted with my life. Let me complain freely. My bitter soul must complain. I will say to God, don't simply condemn me. Tell me the charge you are bringing against me. What do you gain by oppressing me?" This is, once again, he's not... Girlfriend, you need to stop. You need to stop with all your nonsense. Pick it up. Here. No. I'm so sorry. Get out there with your sister and play. I'm sorry. It's Pika. She's a lot. So he's speaking with intensity and fervency because he is trying to get God's attention. What do you gain by oppressing me? Why do you, once again, there comes that rejection. He feels rejected by God. Why do you reject me, the work of your hands? So pay attention to his language. So even though he's saying these things like, why do you oppress me? Why do you reject me? He is speaking in a way that still is honoring to God. He's still saying, you are God. You made me. Why do you reject me? The work of your hands. You made me. While smiling on the schemes of the wicked. Are your eyes like those of humans? Question mark. Basically saying like, you don't see the same way the humans see. Like, basically what he's saying is, I know that you are God. I know that you are love. Yes, you are judgment. Like, I know that you are righteous. Why, God? Why? He's finally got to the place. I would have got to this place a lot sooner than this. But he finally got to the place where he's like, God, why? Why, God? Why? Why? Are your eyes like eyes? Are your eyes like those of a human? Do you see things only as people see them? He's, once again, that's a question mark, because he's saying, you don't, because the scripture says God does not look, it is man that looks on the appearance, but it is God that looks on the heart. So in a way, he's kind of like praising God as he complains, because he's still confessing God as God. His complaint does not take away or tear God down. His complaint is like a why God, but at the same time, he is also acknowledging God as God. Do you see things only as people see them? Is your lifetime only as long as ours? Is your life so short that you must quickly probe me for guilt and search me for sin? That's how he must have felt. He didn't know what the angels and what God were saying. He didn't know why these things were happening. All he knew is that they were happening. And he has his wife, curse God and die. He has his friends blaming it on him. You know, he's at his wit's end right now. Although you know that I am not guilty, no one can rescue me from your hands. How often do we make God the bad guy? How often do we make God the bad guy? You formed me with your hands and made me, yet now you completely destroy me. So once again, he's complaining, but he's acknowledging God. Even through his complaints, he still has honor for God. He still treats God honorably. He still recognizes him as God. You formed me with the hands you made me. So you formed me with your hands. You made me. Yet now you completely destroy me. Remember that you made me from dust. Will you turn me back to dust soon? You guided my conception and formed me in the womb. Once again, still acknowledging that he is God. You clothed me with skin and flesh, and you knit my bones and sinews together. You gave me life and showed me your unfailing love. He is praising God. Yeah, he's complaining. He's making his complaints known to God. Just like it says in Philippians 4:6. He's spilling his heart out to God. He's making his complaints known to God. He's making his needs known to God. But he's still doing it honorably. You gave me life and showed me your unfailing love. My life was preserved by your care. Yet you real motive and your true intent was to watch me. If I sinned, you would not forgive my guilt. If I am guilty, too bad for me. Yeah. Is he being a little babyish right there? Yeah, but I'm sorry, but he deserves that. You know, like, he's human. Yeah, Job's written about in the Bible, but Job is human. And so he is coming to this with his human intellect, with his human feelings. And even if I am innocent, I can't hold my head high, because I am filled with shame and misery. And if I hold my head high, you hunt me like a lion, and display your awesome power against me. Again and again, you witness against me. You pour out your growing anger on me, and bring fresh armies against me. Why then did you declare me from my mother's womb? Because he declared him a prophet from his mother's womb. Why didn't you let me die at birth? It would be as though I had never existed, going directly from the womb to the grave. I have only a few days left, so leave me alone that I may have a moment of comfort. This is intense stuff. You cannot just read Job and then just like not really consider what he's really saying or what he's really feeling. His feelings are intense. The thing that he feared the very most. Think of the thing you fear most in the whole world. He perceives it to happen to him. Because if you use your senses, your natural senses, you look, feel, touch, like, it looks like that's what happened to him. But yet, what gives him integrity is that he still honors God through his words. Verse 21. Before I leave, never to return, for the land of darkness and utter gloom. It is a land as dark as midnight, a land of gloom and confusion, where even the light is dark as midnight. He's talking about hell right there. Job is intense. That's why it's taking me so long to make these videos, because I don't want to just pass over Job and not talk about and not try to correctly display how he's feeling, how he must be feeling, and how he's dealing with this. And I don't know that I could deal with this with the same amount of honor that he is. Lord, I do not want to find out. We all have our own troubles. We all have our own tests. What this has taught me is that when I give an answer to God, I want it to be honorable. Even if it's me saying, God, I don't understand. God, I'm upset. I'm hurt. I still want it to be honorable. Job has taught me so much, and I'm so thankful for his testimony. And this is why it's important to give our testimonies, to talk about what God's taken us through, where we've been. It's important, not so that people can feel sorry for us, but so that our testimony can bring light to somebody else's situation and can encourage somebody else's life. That's how we overcome the enemy. That's one of the ways, is through the word of our testimony. So if you have an awesome testimony, give your testimony. Share your testimony. That's so important. It's so important to share your testimony. You never know whose life you're going to touch by giving your testimony. God bless you guys. I'll be back as soon as I can with the next bit of Job. That's it. God bless you guys.